President Rodrigo Duterte on Monday says he is considering a total ban on mining, while he repeats his support for Environment Secretary Gina Lopez. Lopez's appointment as Environment Secretary faces strong opposition from the mining industry. But Duterte wants mining companies to explain the extent of environmental degradation caused by their operations.
So yung mga miners, mag-usap tayo dito. Gusto ninyo, tayo lang. O media, explain to me kung bakit ganito. And you explain well to me bakit ganito. Look at the water. So where's the fish? So where's the marine life? Or where's the aquatic life there? Ano yung kakaingin ng tao yung mga mahirap lang dito? Dos kukuha lang nga ng haluan para makaulam. So, what can your 70 billion do for the government? Nothing.
The president also said he has information the mining companies are funding the opposition to destabilize the government. 5 Filipinos and 2 Malaysians were separately arrested in Sabah in the past week over alleged links to ISIS. 2 Filipinos who are permanent residents of Sabah were arrested over allegations that they facilitated the transit of Indonesian and Malaysian ISIS militants from Sabah to Mindanao. One was identified as a 31-year-old female immigration officer in Sandakan, while the other was a 53-year-old ferry ticket vendor. They were arrested along with a Malaysian immigration officer. Another Filipino permanent resident was arrested in Sandakan, but reports didn't detail his alleged links to ISIS. 2 other Filipinos who are not permanent residents were arrested for supposedly facilitating funds for Malaysian fugitives also linked to ISIS. One of them is an 18-year-old who supposedly pledged allegiance to Abu Sayyaf leader Isnilon Hapilon. The second Malaysian was arrested at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport after he was deported by Turkey for trying to enter Syria. In January, Philippine Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana claimed ISIS made direct links with Hapilon to look for a suitable area for a caliphate in Mindanao. There is growing concern that ISIS would seek refuge in Southeast Asian countries as the terrorist group continues to lose territories in the Middle East. The armed forces of the Philippines will continue offensives against the New People's Army pending formal orders from Malacanang. This after the Philippine government and the National Democratic Front on Saturday agreed to resume the peace process about a month after it collapsed. The 2 parties gave themselves until the first week of April when they are scheduled to hold the 4th round of talks to reinstate the ceasefire between the AFP and the NPA. Separate unilateral ceasefire declarations are expected, pending a bilateral ceasefire that will put in place common rules for both sides. Chief Peace Advisor Jesus Dureza says ground forces have to be adequately informed before the military reinstates a unilateral ceasefire. China says the Philippines cannot claim Benham Rise. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Geng Shuang stressed the recognition given in 2012 by the UN Commission does not mean that the Philippines can take it as its own territory. This after Manila on Friday asked for a clarification on the reported presence of Chinese ships in the Benham Rise area, which the Philippines claims as part of its territory. Geng on Friday confirmed the passage of Chinese vessels for marine research northeast of Luzon last year. He said the Chinese vessels only exercised navigation freedoms and the right to innocent passage only without conducting any other activities or operations. He adds this isn't a violation of any international law. The Chinese Foreign Ministry also accused some individuals in the Philippines of playing up false information that are not consistent with the facts. Philippine Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana first reported the Chinese survey ship sighting last Thursday. Benham Rise was officially claimed by the Philippines in 2012 after the country successfully defended its claim before the United Nations. A senior Republican lawmaker on Sunday challenges United States President Donald Trump to prove his claim that his phone was wiretapped by predecessor Barack Obama during last year's election campaign. Senator John McCain says, quote, "The president has one of two choices, either retract or to provide the information the American people deserve." Obama has denied Trump's allegation, which the president made in a series of tweets earlier this month. Obama's Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, also said there was no wiretap of Trump or his campaign. The White House asked a congressional committee that is examining Russian interference in last year's presidential election to also probe the wiretapping claim.